All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. May the Lord bless you in Jesus' name. I do pray everybody watching and listening is very blessed in multiple ways. As the title of the video says, get ready for the Bitcoin bounce. Guys, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we will be giving away $1,000. All we ask on the Jason Casper YouTube channel is that you drop a like, because all we want to do is give away 1,000 United States Tether dollars, right? Because we all got into crypto so we could be tethered to the dollar. That's what we all want deep down inside. So make sure to smash up the dang like, guys. We got to give a major shout out to everybody in the chat right now as the Bitcoin price is struggling to reclaim the 2025 yearly open as we are printing a nice blue candle on the day as we're getting a bounce from the key support right down here. I mean, this is pretty key. Oh my goodness. Wowzers McBowzers. Sheesh Louise. And all these other strange old-fashioned white people expressions from the 1960s. I mean, my goodness, would you look at this candle. We have a lot to talk about today because we could be getting ready for a big bounce, guys. Alright, I hate to be bullish when everyone's bearish. But they made me sign a contract in my own blood when I started a crypto YouTube channel saying, Jason, you have to be bullish always, otherwise you'll rip your channel off the internet. Just kidding. Now, honestly, guys, we could be seeing a bounce from this level. I really think this does have a few ingredients for a potential relief rally. All right, we're going to get into that. But first, remember, guys, if you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins, make sure to check out KCEX. Best deal on fees out there, all right? Also, I'm trading on BLOFIN and WEEX as well. And if you want to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord where we give the dang trade setups in advance, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. All right, back to our regular programming. Major shout out to Investment Time. Shout out to Brazil. He says, are you bullish? Shout out to Liquidated Shorts. He says, Yomo. Shout out to Eddie. Am I long? Look, I'm dipping my toes in the long water, baby. I'm dipping my toes in the long water from here. All right. If humans could lay their own eggs, says Crazy Waffles, for them to eat, would they never go hungry? Would that indefinitely be recycled calories? No, no, no. In fact, chickens can eat their own eggs. And here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Eventually, the nutrients will depreciate from the egg, all right? All right, looking smart, fellow Four Eyes. Thank you, Sam Barfer. I feel smart in these glasses. Don't I look really smart? I'm the kind of guy that, yeah, I would definitely listen to me. Shout out to Lee Louisville. Get that wick after 101. It's a fake bounce. It's a fake bounce. Shout out to Tina D. Shout out to Snap Z. Death Cross canceled. Time for double top like 2021. Shout out to Jason Majiga. Says Arthur Michalski. 1416. Majiga. What is going on? Shout out to Mike. He says fake out. Filthy Wit Tit says Bears must be. A little bit Romans 127. Well, maybe they are. All right. I don't know. I haven't studied the bear. Shout out to my man, 2Vex715. Anything for the eggs? Yeah, guys, the word for eggs today is squash. Squash. Now, make sure, we got to give a major shout as well to Trader Geo in the house. Trader Geo in the house. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Trader Geo, honestly, what are you even doing with your life? The only real one out there is Trader Geo, with all the other real ones. Shout out to Aiden. I still think we're going lower. Yeah, we might, but let's talk about the potential here. I mean, we have right now the brewing of something good, and we're gonna be talking about what we got to brew in here. All right, we're gonna be talking about it. All right, it's not happening yet, but if we close today's candle in a certain way, we could start to actually see some hidden bullish divergences come in, which could give us some relief. I mean, remember, we've just had a painful, slow grind to the bottom of the range. All right, we can still be bearish and wreck some bears in the meantime. Bears need to get a little spank. They've been pretty naughty. The bears have been naughty, right? They need a little bit of a spank before they're rewarded again. We got to spank those dang bears. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of a spank. We're gonna be talking about it. I've got my toes dipped in a little bit of a long here, guys. Just dipping the toes in. Got about 25 grand on a long here. Just dipping the toes. All right, we're going to be talking about my plans, all right? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure to smash up the likes. Smash them up, smash them up. Smash them up, smash them up, smash them up, smash them up. The egg code is squash. Squash, like butternut squash. All right, Mike Student 198, he's bullish as fruit. You gave me $500 one day from the Casper Games. I blew that account. Ha 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 ha. Well, we have games again coming up next Friday. Actually, this Friday. This Friday. All right, shout out to Jess Bach. Shout out to Flippa Frank. Preparing for war. Major shout to Tom Crown. Guys, Tom Crown, another real one in the chat. We got Trader Geo. We got Tom Crown in the chat. Wow. Wow. We got some celebrities in the house today. Major shout out to Tom Crown. He says, save us, Jason. Don't worry, Tom Crown. Don't worry, man. I've got a 13x leverage long from 93,500. Wait, where's my trade from? 93,500. All right, Tom. I'm down 10%. All right. This 13x leverage $25,000 trade is potentially going to save us, bro. And we're going to talk about it. First of all, let's talk about this. All right. The fear and greed index. We are currently in extreme fear. People are so scared that it's extreme, all right? Now, typically, historically speaking, whenever we are in extreme fear, what can we expect? We can expect a bounce, honestly, all right? Now, this doesn't have to happen the second. Remember, we've been in extreme fear for a while. It's been getting lower and lower and lower and lower. We've been looking at the coin market cap, which is in, I think it's at 14 right now. This is alternative.me, the crypto fear and greed index, currently at 11. This is extreme fear. Let's take a look here. Whenever we dip down this low, all right, in 11, that's right around where my cursor is right now. Look at this. This is a bullish indicator coming down into the territory below 15. I mean, really below 20 is a bullish indicator. I mean, this is pretty nuts right here. You know, back in April 2025 is the last time we saw the fear and greed index this low, and that was a major bottom. All right, so just remember, when the majority of the market is scared and selling, that means there's going to be some relief coming on in. All right, let's take a look at the news today. News across the board is completely bearish. All right, Bitcoin slides below $90,000 as traders grow cautious. All right, Bitcoin is down 30% from its peak. That's a pretty big pullback, guys. This is about the same percent pullback as we saw during our last major pullback. All right, we take a look at the Bitcoin chart, And the last major pullback that we had back here in January, guess what? 33%, right? Exactly 33%. It's the Illuminati signaling to us that, yes, Bitcoin has been co-opted by the Illuminati and they're totally in control of the price, but they're only going to dump it 33% to signal to all their friends, it's time to buy, guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, how far have we come down now? 29%. All right, if we dip down 33% now, it's going to be around 85,000. All right. But anyway, we've come down about 33%. Now, what are some interesting things? Well, this is the lowest level since April. Basically, the 2025 gains are off the table. Pretty crazy. Ethereum took a major hit. We've seen ETH under $3,000. Why? What's the deal with this sell-off? Why? Well, according to the article, it's just a shift away from risk assets. Investors are becoming cautious. Also, a reduced expectation in the December Federal Reserve rate cut due to softer economic data. Also, we have seen a lot of outflows from the Bitcoin ETFs. We've seen almost $2 billion go out of the ETFs literally in the last week, guys. That's a lot of money coming out in a week. We're also seeing the death cross that's happening. People are getting nervous. Sentiment is very fearful, so that's causing people to sell. The fact that Bitcoin's earlier gains for the year have been wiped out signals weak momentum, and we cannot ignore the fact that people are looking at the chart as well. And what do we see on the chart, guys? Like, we go to the 2-week time frame, and we are in fact seeing the dreaded bearish divergences, right? The Bitcoin price is making slightly higher highs, and as we do, the momentum is getting lower and lower, and now the money flow on Market Cypher B is coming out, and it really does look like a top is in. So all things right now, technicals and fundamentals, are pretty dang bearish for Bitcoin. It's quite interesting. Now, again, on the flip side, remember, extreme fear can signal bullish opportunities, right? I mean, historically speaking, when we see everything bearish across the board like this, we get relief. The last time we saw the market this fearful was right down here. Now, I want to point something out to you guys, very clearly forming on the chart. But before we do that, I need to remind everybody to make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. All right, the Jason Casper YouTube channel, the most professional, cool, I mean, come on, the coolest, most professional crypto YouTube day trader out there. Not only that, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half an hour, we will be giving away $1,000. How are the fundamentals bearish? Because we've seen $2 billion leave the ETFs in a week. All right. And we're seeing people sell. I mean, that is a bearish fundamental, I would say. Selling, money coming out, you know, that's not a technical indicator. That's more of a fundamental thing. But make sure to smash up the dang likes. Okay, now, another article. Bitcoin's 2025 gains have been wiped out as a sell-off rocks the wider crypto market by Jennifer Soar, who is apparently a reporter. Okay, she probably is an AI. We don't know. But we could email Jennifer Soar right here, her Business Insider. She is definitely inside all those businesses right now. So we've got more bearish fundamentals, bearish news articles popping on out. All right. Something that's quite interesting as well is this article from 99 Bitcoins. Why is the Bitcoin price dropping? Are we expecting a bear market as the bull run fails to pump altcoins? This is really the question I'd say on everybody's mind. And if you like cat memes, well, this does not disappoint. But this article brings up many good points, which I think we need to consider, all right? We're seeing Bitcoin under $90,000 after a heavy week of liquidations. We almost saw 1 billion long positions wiped out. We saw major outflows from the crypto ETFs, And in general, risk assets we're seeing dumps across the board. The stock market's dumping. We got the death cross on Bitcoin. Altcoins are suffering even more because they didn't even participate in this bull run. Right? If the bull run's over, this is the first time in history we have not seen altcoins participate. Now, despite, according to this article, and this is something that we were talking about this a few days ago. We were talking about how Plan B is potentially seeing a longer bull cycle caused by the ETFs, caused by institutional investors, by big money coming in. We're not going to see the 4-year cycle play out as it were in the past, but more slow and steady uptrend with pullbacks, right? Then we took a look at Tom Lee accumulating millions of dollars of Ethereum, even at these low prices. So, despite this bleak picture, according to this article, there are hints of accumulation by large wallets, suggesting that the current environment might resemble a capitulation phase rather than the start of a prolonged bear market. And this is something that we've been entertaining for quite some time on this channel, on Le Channel Haze, which is that, look, if we're going to have, if things are different this time, and indeed they are, like, we cannot ignore the fact that we had an all-time high pre-halving. We can't ignore the fact that the scheduled pre-halving 50% pullback only gave us 20% before pumping, right? So far, there's two things that are different about this cycle. Something else that's different about this cycle, really, I'd say, is just this overall uptrend here is much different than these previous powerful, amazing trends. This is like Old Faithful, the geyser out there, or whatever that thing is that shoots water. I've never even seen it. I don't even know if it's real or not. I've never seen it, but we're just seeing this ascending channel, right? It's very different looking than times past, okay? And so there are some on-chain analytics showing accumulation by large wallets, meaning what they mean by could this be capitulation instead of the beginning of a market? Capitulation means that's the low, right? People sell the bottom and then it leads to a big old pumperoni and cheese. Now, I just want to remind you guys that we're not officially changing market structure on the monthly candle until we close the candle below 82,400. Until we close the candle below 82,400, we have not changed market structure in this uptrend. All right, let's just keep that in the back of our minds here. I think that's, because we got to remain objective, in my opinion. Now, of course, trying to long now is catching a falling knife. All right, but we do need to just be aware of major signs of strength that could signal to us that, yeah, maybe we're going to see continued upside. All right, now that takes me to the weekly time frame. Again, until we lose market structure on the monthly, there is some room here for just trading a sideways range while we see accumulation. And maybe this is going to turn into more of an accumulation type schematic. I'm not a big Wyckoff guy, but it's not as complicated as people want to make it out to be. All right, what do we need to be looking for right now? If this is a giant accumulation range, well, essentially, even if we come down to this low and we don't close a monthly candle below and we just come back inside, well, we could just be trading within this sideways range here, right? And so that means coming back down, maybe even to $65,000, which is my main target. That is actually my take profit on my short trade right now. We could still end up just doing something like this. Instead of entering into a full-fledged bear market, we could just continue to trade this sideways range right here, come back down to back test key support at the bottom of the range, and then break out, right? We don't have to see a 70% pullback. Or, in an even brighter universe, let's talk about something that's forming on the chart right now. I want to go to the weekly Market Cipher B. Okay, Market Cipher B right now is potentially printing a hidden bullish divergence. What do I mean by that? Well, the bottom of the uptrend, the bottom of the downtrend, the bottom of the bear market is signaled by what? It's signaled by this pattern on the oscillator. Big old juicy cheek, skinny cheek. All right. the set of uneven butt cheeks, the coveted juicy uneven butt cheeks, big on the left, skinny on the right. Gonna go ahead and put this into the dang chart. Stretch out the cheeks. All right, it's always good to stretch the glutes, in my opinion, before squatting. People say never stretch before you squat. For me, I stretch my ankles, I stretch my hip flexors, and I stretch my glutes before I squat. I'm 6'3", guys. I can't just start squatting. I'm gonna get a dang cramp in my right cheek. The bottom is signaled by the uneven butt cheek pattern. The first continuation is signaled by a trigger wave where you see continued direction like this. All right. Then every higher low in the uptrend from that point onward is signaled by a lower wave. We're looking for waves to get lower. All right. We cannot deny the fact right now that on the weekly time frame, we have an extremely oversold momentum wave, -56. We have not seen momentum this low on Market Cypher since the exact bottom. And the time before that, when was it that low? Well, it was, in my opinion, and again, different opinions on this, I think Bitcoin would have bottomed out at around $6,000 if had not we had a COVID crash. But even with the COVID crash here, this signaled the bottom was about to be in. And then that next lower low, although it did have a big capitulation wick, that gave us the bullish divergence, which marked the bottom, right? That did mark the bottom, right? So we are seeing momentum come to a place where it very rarely comes down to. Combine this with the fact that right now we are taking a dip into a pretty key zone of support. Now, again, I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, but we've recognized the fact that this box that we are dipping our toe into right now is very key. Why? Well, because this was our support back here in January 2025, where you can see we had a very sticky wicky time. A sticky wicky time where every week we would wick on the week down into the box and bounce before the big breakdown. And then after we broke down, look at this. We had a sticky wicky time trying to get back up. We wick into the box. 1, 2, 3, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, cierro, siento, mi muy siento bien, gracias, y tú, sí, señore. And so now we've gotten the breakout. We're coming back down to that key area. Not only are we coming down to that key area, but I want you to keep your eyes on what we see here. This volume profile that you see pulled before your eyes is the Trump wins the election volume profile. So because this is the Trump wins the election volume profile, we're going to turn it into the Trump color, orange. This is the Trump wins the election volume profile. So Trump wins the election, Bitcoin pumps, all right? The crypto president for sure totally didn't rug pull everybody with Trump coin. And we get the big pump. Now what this establishes for us is the fair value zone. Anything below 92,000 US dollars is considered undervalued. Anything over 117,000 US dollars is considered overvalued. We have just dipped into the undervalued territory, back testing a support resistance flip, and keep your eyes on this weekly candle and next week's weekly candle. Really, honestly, I say keep your eyes on the dang monthly. If this monthly candle can close above 92.5, if this weekly candle can close above 92.5, what we have seen is a dip below into the undervalued zone and a close above, which is the first sign of a bigger move to the upside. If this weekly candle closes blue, this will be a reversal hammer candle, right? We could be seeing a nice bottom forming here. Now, keep in mind, guys, all right, remember, it's going to take time for us to be able to identify this. This is not a, oh my goodness, take action right now kind of candle. We did see a nice hammer candle down here that it did give us a lower low. The point is when you start to see these signs, it's telling you the bearish momentum is running out and it's time for some relief. You can't just go down forever. We are at support. Now, let's take a look at our daily time frame. Again, this daily candle right here, if we can close the daily candle above 90, it's the value area low, above 92.5, especially above yearly open, 93, we could see some relief. And also, we could be seeing some hidden bullish divergence now on our weekly and on our daily. All right, we come down to our 4-hour time frame. And what do we see here? Well, guys, let's just be objective here. We could see these bullish divergences on the 4-hour time frame actually play out, right? We're starting to see bullish divergences hidden on the weekly, hidden on the daily, money flow getting higher on the 4-hour. Am I saying that now all of a sudden I'm super bullish on everything? No, but here's what I am saying. Do not be surprised when you see the Fear and Greed Index at 11, every single article talking about why Bitcoin's so bearish, about why traders are cautious, about why people are expecting more downside, about why Jerome Powell's bearish, about why we're not going to get rate cuts in December, about why the ETFs are failures, all right? You can't see this stuff without thinking to yourself, okay, when everyone's bearish and everyone's selling, as can be seen by the extreme oversold indicator, I mean, this is telling you that people are selling, right? The only reason the RSIs and the oscillators are so low is because people are selling. And what does the market always like to do? Wreck the majority. Right now, the majority is extremely bearish. So we need to be ready for the bounce. And it could happen from this box. All right? It could happen from this box. If we go down to our 4-hour time frame, we are indeed seeing some local bullishness. All right? Going back to November 4th. We're seeing the momentum waves get higher. We're seeing the money flow get higher on the 4-hour time frame. If we start to print a green dot on the daily, which it's not printing yet. So again, the bullishness here, we are front running it, right? We really need to see a daily close above 92.5. Ideally, we see a weekly close above 92.5. We start to close daily candles above 96.3. And we are going to get a move, in my opinion, back towards the value area high of the range around 112,000 US dollars. All right, that's going to be our Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. It's going to be very, very, very easy for us to wreck all these shorts here. All right, look at this. Do you know what this is? Do you know what pattern this is? It's called, the only name I could think of right now, the banana hammock pattern of liquidity. It's the only pattern I could think of. It's not a very appropriate name. We'll have to think of a better name than the banana hammock pattern of liquidity. But I mean, this thing right here, guys. Oh, here we go. A falling wedge. Now that's more PG. A falling wedge. All right, we have this falling wedge. It would be very easy. Look how easy it would be, guys, if we come back above POC to just wreck that whole wedge, man. It would be really easy to wreck the wedge, or at least come back to the support resistance flip that we have right here around $111, $112 at the Fibonacci golden pocket, make a proper lower high, and then continue back down to the bottom of our range, coming down to below $74,000. You guys see what I'm saying, right? You guys see what I'm saying? Now, this is just, we're seeing the rumblings of this happen. Again, this is not like, I'm not telling you this is going to happen, because we definitely need to start with a daily candle close. We need to start with a confirmed daily hidden divergence. It'd be great to see a weekly candle close above there. We still have quite a long time. It's only a Tuesday, guys. All right, it's only a Tuesday. But if this weekly candle closes above that level, it could turn into something nice. And then we'll start to see the weekly momentum start to clip to the upside. Once we get that wave cross on the weekly momentum, guys, it is over, baby. We are going to see some relief. You cannot get a green dot on the weekly without some crazy pumpage, just like you can't get a red dot on the weekly without some crazy dumpage. Even in a Super Bowl trend, you get a red dot on the weekly. Doesn't matter how bullish it is. And look, you're still coming down 11%. All right. So even in the midst of ultra bearishness, right? Let's see, 13%. That's going to take us back test of $100,000. We could see, imagine a 25% pump here. I think it's very possible. 25% pump. Wreck all these shorts. We have a beautiful support resistance flip. Nice weekly order block right here. Support resistance flip. I mean, it could happen fast, man. It could happen real fast. So we've got the rumblings of this happening here. Now, just remember, and I want to clear off the chart again, this is more of a zone down here. So this is something that we kind of want to start happening. If, let's say, for example, like, you know what would make this really easy? To spot a nice bottom here. I'll tell you what would make this really easy. Something like this, right? Slow, painful, November, December. And then maybe the end of December, January, we get another low okay? And then we close our weekly candle above this low here, right? And in that time, we actually do start to do something like this, where we get the bullish divergences forming on our lower time frames. That would be really easy to spot the bottom. Very similar to what happened down here, right? We made our first low, no green dot in the weekly. We come down, we make another lower low. Technically, we got our confirmed green dot in the weekly right here. This is where Jason Casper flipped ultra bullish, like super ultra bullish right here, if you guys remember. Back in April, where I made a video saying I'm ultra bullish and I'm super long and I'm calling for all-time highs because of the green dot and all the bullish divergences. If we see something like that, it would be pretty easy to say we're going to get some relief. Now remember, things do look pretty bearish. We have a 2-month bearish divergence. So to be cautious, we should consider now, because we have changed market structure on the weekly, we've taken out this low, we've closed the weekly candle below the last higher low. To be cautious now, we should say we expect the relief rally, we expect that the relief rally will bring us a lower high to then give us a lower low to the bottom of the range. Because we've changed market structure on the weekly time frame, we shouldn't expect a new all-time high here. All right, we could probably expect a lower high. It's coming back to the support resistance flip here. Also confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket. All right, now don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't become a famous YouTuber if you got a speech impediment. Okay, because here I am, world famous YouTuber, and I don't even know how to put sentences together. I don't even know how to use the tongue in order to formulate words. So that's kind of what we're looking at here, man. All right? Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. Now, of course, please keep in mind that if this doesn't hold, right, where we're currently at, the support resistance flip, then our next target is going to be much lower. Much lower. There's the few levels that we've got marked out in the Casper proof, but eventually, guys, if this level doesn't hold, I do expect us to come down to the bottom of the range. All right, so we're talking the mid-70s. My personal target, 65,000. I've given many reasons why that would be my target. But I am definitely interested in us getting there like this. All right? I'm interested in this happening. All right? And then we have a head and shoulders. Everyone's scared because the head and shoulders is breaking down. And then we can get another big old push to the top of the range when things really bottom out. All right. Now, this might not happen until the summer, right? I mean, depending on how long this happens, guys, even just the way I've drawn this out in my chart here, this now would happen in the summertime, right? So it could line up perfectly with the 4-year cycle, because even though the 4-year cycle is broken so far, we had our pre-halving pullback at the right time. We've had a major high put in at the right time here. All right, timing-wise, this is the top of the 4-year cycle, right? So if the idea that we just talked about here on 99bitcoins.com and how Tom Lee also feels the same way, and Plan B feels the same way, and a lot of people are feeling the same way, that the 4-year cycle is kind of over. But if things are still going to happen in the same like time schedule, where we're not going to see a big old 75% correction, but we're still going to have like a year of sideways and accumulation before more upside, well, it lines up perfectly with this time frame here, where we're coming back down to the bottom of the range in the summer, and then we can start Pump City, right? Let the 2-month cool off, right? Look at the 2-month. Look at that red dot that's not there because I turned the dots off, because the dots don't matter. It's just about the shape of the oscillator and all that. You know, but let's put on the index so we can see the beautiful 2-month bear div here. I mean, I think if we're gonna see continuation here, and we see an all-time high in 2026, we could have, you know, down to the summertime, and then boom, we're talking 2026. We're seeing Bitcoin 150K ish, right? You know, could very well happen. All right, this has been a very slow, kind of boring cycle, as a lot of people say. We've seen a lot of sideways ranges here, guys. We've seen a lot of sideways ranges. Man, oh man. We got to give a major shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat, major shout out to y'all. My girlfriend eats Plan B for breakfast. That's a little inappropriate, my friend. That's a little inappropriate. Make sure to smash up the likes. Can you please share your last 20 trades before I trust your conviction? Oh, this is all fake trading. This isn't real. Shout out to Mickey. He says, bro, you are trading Bitcoin USD pair, not Bitcoin gold pair. And they have secret meetings. Print for SOFR rates on Sunday. Seek Parabolic says, okay. Jay, who lays eggs on the Discord? I personally lay the eggs myself. It's always about the shape. Seek Parabolic says 60K. I don't text 9783 says if you buy a small amount every week, it doesn't matter. So here's the thing. That is true. If you buy a small amount of Bitcoin every week, it doesn't matter. I mean, I believe that for most people. I think that is probably the way to go. But if you want to dip your toes into the world of trading, in that case, well, then this stuff does matter, honestly. Then this stuff does matter. But yeah, in general, Bitcoin is an extremely bullish asset for most people. Like my friends that they don't want to trade, they want to get into crypto. I tell them, just literally have a budget, buy Bitcoin whenever, doesn't matter what the price is. Everybody who bought the all-time high in 2017 is in massive profit. Everybody who bought the all-time high in 2021 is still right now. And like you bought the exact top, and even after this crash, you're up 36%, right? So that in general is a good idea, and buying the dip is a good idea if you are a spot Bitcoin holder and you don't care at all about trading, and you don't care all about short-term volatility, then yeah, that's a good idea. Not financial advice. It's just like gold, right? Gold and Bitcoin, before I traded, I would accumulate gold and Bitcoin. Preparing for doesn't drink eggs. I hear egg whites are bad for you. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. Shout out to Ronnie, big fan from India. Doesn't matter, yeah, but when you're gonna sell, yeah, you gotta still make a plan if you're gonna buy it on the week. I mean, here's the thing, like, for me, my Bitcoin is my retirement fund, basically. So that's my own personal, like, long-term hodls. Like, when I'm old, I'm gonna live off Bitcoin if Bitcoin's still a thing, you know? And if Bitcoin's not still a thing, well, then I won't. All right, 6'3" and laying eggs. Is that why you stretch? Yeah. Shout out to Alan P. Shout out to Vegas Claw. Shout out to Sigma Pilled. I need that $1,000 giveaway. All right, we have 1,200 people in the chat. We have 400 likes. We're over half an hour, but here's what we'll do. Okay, why did I vote for Kamala Harris? Why are we still talking about that? The election's over, guys. All right. Let's see. I'm going to set a timer here. Set a timer for 5 minutes now. If we can get 1,000 likes, if everyone just likes the video, we get 1,000 likes. Instead of a $1,000 giveaway, we'll give away a $500 giveaway. How do you even know I voted for Kamala Harris? You'd have to go way back in time on Twitter to find that. Man, I don't even know. Can you search? I mean, I don't even know if I could find that. How do you know I voted for Kamala Harris? There's no way I'll find that, man. There's no way we'll find that. That was like a year ago that I publicly voted for Kamala Harris on Twitter. Why did I vote for Kamala Harris? I did it just so that you could leave a comment about it in the chat, Chester. All right. Really? You voted for Kamala? Of course, can't you tell? I mean, come on. I have a purple hat, side backwards and to the side. Obviously, I'm super liberal. Obviously, I'm a communist. You know, me and my brother play this game. We play this game where we see someone and we say, liberal, yes or no, and we judge them based on their appearance. All right. So if I saw myself out there walking around, these gay glasses, the gay hat, you know, tattoos, I'd say, man, that dude's probably he's probably a commie. Dude probably goes to college, probably majors in trans, non-carbon, binary emission, gender intersectionality studies. All right. Dude probably graduated with his degree, $500,000 in debt in trans, non-carbon, binary emission, gender intersectionality studies. Dude probably had Obama speak at his graduation and give him a shout out.
And Casper, let me tell you, that man is something else. A true warrior for change. He's the first ever trans non-carbon binary emission gender standards major to ever reach 200,000 subscribers on YouTube.
I mean, I guess that is what happened, huh? I guess Obama did shout me out of my graduation. All right. Oh my goodness. So I don't know what's scarier. I don't know what's scarier. I don't know if it's scarier that some people actually do think it was a good idea to have Kamala Harris be president, or is it scarier that most people in the chat don't know what sarcasm is? Both are very dangerous in my opinion. All right. Both are super dangerous in my opinion. All right. But if Obama didn't speak at your graduation, then you have no place to be talking to me. All right. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin dominance. All right. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so this is what we've been waiting for, man. We finally got the daily close below the channel. We are coming down. Consolidate, boom, coming down even more. We have the liquidity to be taken on Bitcoin dominance, and it wouldn't surprise me if we go back for the lows. Let's actually pull a fib here. Now, I'm curious about that wick on October 10th. Again, we're below the golden pocket. Yeah, it makes sense to me that we come down quite a bit lower, more towards 58%. Here's the thing, okay? It is comforting to know that when the market's going to absolute poo, people FOMO into Bitcoin, right? Isn't that comforting? Market's going to crap, people FOMO into Bitcoin. That's comforting, okay? Unfortunately, we're seeing Bitcoin dominance fall right now with altcoin dominance as well. So if we take a look at altcoin dominance, we can see, whoa, baby, that actually altcoin dominance is pumping. Very, very, very interesting, guys. This is super interesting right now. This is a plot twist. This is a plot twist. Let's actually take a look at total market cap right now. Total crypto market cap. Let's see what the daily candle looks like here. Wow. Okay. So we are seeing actually, interestingly enough, money coming into these altcoins. Let's check out ETH. ETH getting a big pump. Let's check out Sol. Sol getting a big rise. Link. We are seeing altcoins outperform Bitcoin right now. Very, 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 very interesting. Okay. So imagine this, guys. Imagine this scenario. Bitcoin's going to hold the support that we have here. Again, this is a very sticky, wicky area. We've dumped down into here. We're holding support. Okay. We're holding support. We're seeing Bitcoin dominance decrease, and we're seeing altcoins outperform Bitcoin. If Bitcoin really can get a bounce here, and we see Bitcoin start to come back into this area, man, that could give us some nice altcoin gains. Now, am I saying it's going to give us a blow off top? I'm not saying that, because right now we need to be more cautious and look at the coming pump, which is coming as a relief rally to make a lower high. But we could see some short-term altcoin gains here. This could be signaling to us that alts are going to be the coins to be trading if Bitcoin's going to hold support, and we're going to see Bitcoin dominance continue to fall. And if Total 3 can reclaim that trend line, that's basically our altcoin dominance right there. This trend line is super important, guys. Let's zoom out. Right, Total 3 reclaims the trend line, Bitcoin dominance continues to fall, and Bitcoin holds the key support. That could be all the ingredients for us to see some money come back into altcoins. We could see some nice pumps. Now remember, we have seen crazy things. I mean, remember the October 10th dump, pretty crazy. In one day, we went from 1.5 trillion altcoin market cap down to 760 billion. Oh my goodness. You know, we're talking like, I mean, in that week, we went from 1.2 trillion down to 700 million. I mean, we're talking like, you know, $500 million out of the market, man, within a week. That's crazy. But we could see it come back. And we do have to recognize, just like the Bitcoin charts, we have been building up this kind of local descending channel. So if we reclaim the trend line, if we break out of this, I don't see why we couldn't come back to our local resistance area. That's a $1.1 trillion altcoin market cap. We could see some gains. We could see some gains. Now, if Bitcoin actually does reclaim, like this is important. if Bitcoin does reclaim, I'd say 112. In fact, let's go ahead and just pull this volume. I want to see where that high volume node is. Yeah, if Bitcoin can reclaim $111,000, $112,000 and hold above this level, that could really actually open up the door for a breakout of the range. That really could, all right? Now, again, it might take a little bit longer. I'm not saying we're going to get an immediate bounce right now, but we are currently, like I said at the beginning of the stream, if we can close the daily, and especially if we can close the weekly candle right now above 92.5, man, that is going to be the first indication of a bounce from the undervalued zone. Once we start to see the daily market cipher B print the green dot, give us the hidden bull div. Once we see that weekly hidden bull div, then the relief rally is underway. And once we get that green dot printing, man, we are going to see some crazy stuff happen. I mean, remember what happened the last time we got the green dot of print in here, right? Blue wave crossing up. Let's put on our mythical market cipher B dots here. We confirmed the candle. It's a little doji, and then we're followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight weeks up, right? Confirm the green dot down here. And from there onward, we're basically... We never take out the low of the candle that week printed, right? Straight up. Now, even in a bear market, okay, you print the green dot on market cipher B. Guess what? You confirm the dot right here. All right. We end up with a 15% pump from there. All right. Even in the bear market. So the bear market green dots, it happened twice in last bear market. And this time as well, we confirmed it with a doji, and we ended up with a 21% pump. All right, so the two green dots in the bear market, 21% pump, 15% pump. All right, so right now, to get back up to that level, we would be looking at, from where we're at right now, that would be about a 20% pump. I mean, that's right, exactly what we would expect, right? That's exactly what we would expect. So things are a-brewing. Things are a-brewing. You can hear me chewing. There's no bounce coming, you effing retard. Says 14 days in. Well, I am an effing retard. I did not graduate high school. And when I finally did graduate from college, it was with a degree in trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender, intersectionality studies. Ended up $500,000 in debt. Couldn't get a job because they wanted this thing called experience, whatever that is. And so, yeah, I'm really stupid and retarded. But I do have to say, these types of comments and this kind of mentality is one of the reasons why I think a bounce is coming. All right? Because, again, you can't have extreme fear in the market. You can't have, like, all this money just coming out, people selling at key support as the oscillators are becoming extremely oversold, as we're starting to form some bullish divergences here on the weekly, on the daily, on the 4-hour, and think that we're going to go straight down from here. I mean, could it happen? It could happen. But the fact that you think people are effing retarded for thinking we're going to get a relief bounce is one of the reasons why I think we're going to get a relief bounce. You know? That's one of the reasons why. I mean, it's a bullish indicator. Look at the Fear and Greed Index, okay? The last time we were this low, guess what? It was April 2025, right around here. Guess what happened in April 2025? Oh, what do you know? A big old bounce when we had a weekly hidden bullish divergence. Are we going to see the same thing happen again? It's very possible, right? Es mucho posible, mi amigo. Sí, señorita, yo tengo un gato en mis cocina. Un perro caliente y papas fritas y hamburguesas y pantalones cortos y zapatos on mi cabeza. You know what I mean? See, I'm multilingual like that. People don't know that about me, but I had to take Spanish back in college too. Let's see who else we got in the chat. Why? Guys, leave him alone, man. Leave the poor guy alone. 14 days in, man. I love you, bro. May God bless you. All right? I love you. Just know that an effing retard loves you, and that's me, bro. I love you with all my heart. And I am retarded. All right? There's something wrong with my brain. Faux show. Major shout out to Alex O. We got another celebrity in the house. And, look, we got another celebrity in the house right now, Alex O. Guys, make sure to go subscribe to Alex O if you want another real one. We got Tom Crown in the house. We got Trader Geo in the house. We got Alex O Crypto in the house. Jason is cooking a cat. Is that what I said? My goodness. My goodness. Any Black Friday discount codes? I think we are going to have them. I will let you guys know ASAP. Jason Casper will let you know ASAP. The 12-hour looks crazy. Let's take a quick look at the 12-hour. Wow. So, you know, look at the 12-hour. In all seriousness, does the 12-hour not look like we could get a real relief rally here? We start to change market structure here, guys. We come up above this level, then I'm going to be looking for that relief, even if we make a lower low into key support again with more bullish divergences. Or if we make a higher low. Look, I've been bearish this whole time, guys. I've been ultra bearish since we came to backtest $116,000. And I gave the short setup in the Casper crew. And I told everybody I took the dang short. I've been bearish, took the dang short trade from 106 as well. Took the dang short trade from the literal all-time high. Now we're finally coming back down to major support at the bottom of the range. Can't I be looking for a little relief rally from here? Can't I be looking for a little bit of relief from here? I mean, can't we just remove everything from the chart and just look at this objectively and say that this is the place to be looking for a little bit of relief from this zone down here? Just like this zone up here is the place to be looking for a little bit of a pullback. This zone down here is the place to be looking for a little bit of relief. You know, we need a little bit of relief, guys. You can't just run a marathon without a little bit of relief. How's Zcash? Let's check out Zcash. Let's check out ETH first, okay? Let's check out ETH first. So ETH has taken out our $3,000 key psychological level, and we are reclaiming it. Okay, so ETH also, key psychological at 3,000, reclaiming it. This is one of those must-hold levels for ETH, man. So let's go ahead and pull the profile. Okay, so we didn't tap into value area low there. That's a little bit of a bummer. Let's pull the profile from the bear market. Let's pull the profile from April's low. Okay, so we front ran that low volume node there by a little bit, which is a little bit of a bummer. But I would say $3,000 is a key psychological. Let's go ahead and pull our fib. I know we front... No, okay. So we are bouncing from the Fibonacci golden pocket. We're in the golden pocket right now. We do have some bullish div on the 12-hour on ETH. We have a potential bullish divergence that will confirm on ETH today, guys. Again, I think we could see a little bit of relief here. You know, obviously, our major resistance for ETH is going to be 3,300 high volume node support resistance flip. It's going to be key. But we reclaim this, and this is... Everybody's so bearish right now. Do you know how easy it would be to squeeze this? Like, super easy. This is just begging to get squeezed, honestly. Whoop. At least putting in a lower high. But here's the thing, all right? And keep in mind, Ethereum did not have a bearish money flow divergence at the top here. Unlike Bitcoin, oof, I mean, the weekly's pretty damning. I'll be honest, the weekly's damning, so I'm not even going to go with that. But I would say this, if Bitcoin holds support and we see Bitcoin dominance continue to drop, that means money is flowing into altcoins, and yeah, we could see coins like ETH get a big old squeeze. And if we do, man, your boy Jay Casper is going to be super dang happy. All I want is a $5,500 ETH. That's all I wanted. A $5,500 ETH. That's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I need, baby. That's all I want. That's all I need. A $5,500 Ethereum. Wow, we got a big old super chat from... We got some super chats. Wow, I didn't even see these. I'm so sorry. Alex O, I missed your super chat. JC, can't quit crypto funds. I love you, homie. God bless you and the family. Alex, man, God bless you, bro, and your family. May he bless your wife, your children, your household, your business, all that stuff, your trading. God bless you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for popping in. Again, guys, if you're not subscribed to Alex O Crypto, go subscribe. And a major shout to Crypto Crank. He's long and strong. Smash the likes for our boy Casper. Major shout out to Crypto Crank. Guys, if you're not subscribed on YouTube to Crypto Crank, go subscribe, all right? A newer channel, but he is literally one of the most amazing traders right now in the space, up and coming. Shout out to Ashley Gates, the best one note of my day. LFG, plunger style, that's what's up. We got ourselves our plunger right here, baby. Ready to plunge the price to a new all-time high. Shout out to DJ Dale, 6561. Can you do long setup for Bitcoin relief rally, TPSL? Yeah, I mean, so, yeah, I could, which would be this. So it depends on how much confirmation you want. If we close the daily candle today above 92.5, then I would say, then whatever we close it at, you put your stop loss below the low, maybe a little bit below the low, and we would shoot for around value area high of the range. All right, this is going to be a 4-to-1 risk-reward ratio. We'll be roughly around that. All right, roughly around that. We might have to hit our TP1 a little bit lower at our golden pocket here. So that's going to be around a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, which is still an acceptable swing trade. All right. Maybe a little bit below the low in case we take that low again. Right? But yeah, right now, the major confirmation, I mean, major confirmation for a swing trade is going to be a weekly green dot. That's like ultra confirmation. Right now, there's very little confirmation. We haven't even closed a daily candle above, right? We print a daily green dot. It's like, okay, money flows looks ugly, but we do have hidden bullish divergence, technically speaking, from the last low in April. So, okay, right? Weekly starts to print the green dot. That changes the game, all right? That changes the game. Once that weekly prints the green dot, it's very likely that the low is the low, right? This is a zone, and don't be surprised if we range here for a little bit, take the low again, take the high, do this, and then eventually do that, right? We got time. We got time with that kind of stuff, all right? But this, in general, is the swing trading idea. The swing trading idea is this is the zone to be looking for something. If we see something like this happen, then man, oh man, that's a beautiful risk to reward setup. Potentially even just coming up to 111 is giving us a 5-to-1 risk reward, right? So obviously, the more precise, the more low time frame you get your entry, the better risk to reward it is. I mean, right now, like let's say we're going to enter this right this second. That's why I'm dipping my toe in here. I've got $25,000 in a long position right now, which is nothing. It's compared to what I would like to be positioned. If I'm convicted that yeah things are actually going to play out, then I'm going to be having hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on the position. So I'm dipping my toe in here. Low leverage, low for me. I mean 13x is low for me. If 13x is high for you, I don't know. I mean honestly, the price would need to dip so low. I mean we need to dip down for that thing to get liquidated. In fact, let me see what is my liquidation price here. I'm curious. $86,000. That's my liquidation price. That is pretty high leverage, actually. I better lower that leverage. I better lower that leverage here. Let's see. Where's 86K? That's my liquidation. Man, I'm gonna get liquidated. I gotta lower that down, man. I gotta lower that down. $86,000. That's a 7% drop. Okay, yeah, I should lower that leverage. Yeah, lower the leverage, all right? Lower it down to maybe like 5x. All right? Lower it down to 5x. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower my leverage down because we might make a lower low. And if we do, you know what? 86, that's not too bad, right? I mean, I should use lower leverage. But this is the zone where I'm going to be looking to build that swing long trade. You know, if I see some more bullish stuff, we get another move down or whatever, I'm going to be looking to add to it. Yeah, 13 too high. Look at that. See, this is why I'm an idiot, all right? I just said 13 leverage is fine. But no, now it's not fine. All right? Don't listen to a word I say. This is not financial advice. Major shout out to Crypto Crank. He says, long and strong. Smash the like for our boy Jay. Thank you so much for the double super chat. Crypto Crank, you are the man. You are the man. You have a $1 million position? No way, bro. Really? 89,800. Oh, wow. So you have literally the entry. All right. You've got it from the bottom, bro. Yeah. Man, 89. What's your entry? 89.8. That's a beautiful entry, bro. Oh my goodness, man. Man, yeah, that's the entry I want, right? That's the entry I want. So you're already up right now on $1 million, 3%. Sheesh, man. Yeah, you're rolling in the dough for right now. Crypto Crank is long and strong. Man, look at that. He only had to risk less than 1%. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That is crazy, man. It is what it is, you know? Alright, we gotta talk about turkey legs. My sister's coming on Friday. We gotta talk to Dr. Chris. Okay. 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 Alright, okay. Okay, alright. Wow, look at that. That's a flash from the past. That is a flash from the past. Sorry, guys. 1x is the way to go. Depends on the situation, alright? Depends on the situation. Alright. Wow, we got another super chat in the house. Shout out to Michael Student 198. Hi Jason, can you strike a twisting double biceps pose? I don't think I can on the treadmill. Is that the one where you twist? I don't know, bro. I ain't no bodybuilder. I can give you a single, I can give you a double biceps, but that's all I got, man. Alright? That's all I got, bro. Man, Crypto Crank, I wish I was in for that, bro. When did that happen? See, here's the thing. I went to bed last night and I got an alert that Bitcoin was at 89. No, it was... Yeah, I got an alert that we were dipping down toward that area, and I'm just so tired. I just went to bed. I said, I'll figure out tomorrow, and tomorrow came, and here we are pumping, right? So, but... Let's see, you know, right now, if we get a bit of a pullback, we have the local market structure. You know, it would be nice to come back down, test the GP, all right? We got the old Gareth Salloway going on here, too. So, you know, that would be nice, right? Look at that. That could be nice. That'd be a place to add. That'd be a place for me to add as well. You have the same short entry as 124.8. That's cool, Crypto Crank. Shout out to Skirt. He's a cool N1 double G-E-R. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Shout out to Jose F. Fitzner. Boy Hoy Boggy. Cool, man. AI generated bicep flex. That's true, Crypto Crank. We don't do P&L in the Casper Crew Discord, and the reason is because we had so many scammers coming in here with these insane P&Ls, and then they bring people into their secret Discords and steal their money. So we said enough of that. We said enough of that. But you'll probably have the same thing happen, Crypto Crank, once your community grows. Once your community grows, man, you're gonna have the same thing. Alrighty. Well, guys, I think that's about a good stream, you know? I think that's about a good stream. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. God bless you all in Jesus' name. Lord willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully Bitcoin keeps on pumping and we get some relief. Hopefully we all get some good long entries. Peace!